So I'm on week 2 of trying a raw vegan diet for the first time, and I'm continually impressed by how well things are going and how good I'm feeling. I have this theory that raw veganism is kind of like barefoot shoes, because if you go from a high cushion shoe that's really soft and cushiony down to a barefoot shoe, it sort of simplifies everything and it makes your body stronger. Like instead of relying on cooked food, you get all of the benefits and the sensation and the feel of and the enzymes of raw food. And it's very much like running in barefoot shoes and going out in the trail and feeling all the pebbles and stuff. And your feet get tougher rather than just sitting in this like cushion or cooked what would you call it? Support device. So yeah, it's going really well. And some things that specifically have improved for me are definitely number one, my digestion. Like when I was eating cooked vegan food, I was still getting some acid reflux and yeah, my stomach was hurting. I was getting some gas sometimes, bloating, the usual suspects. But after the first week of raw vegan, like all of that stuff went away and my digestion is just like really strong. I'm hungry. But I feel satisfied, like after I have a meal. For example, when I was having a whole bowl of cooked chickpeas for lunch, I would like crash afterwards, I got this like carb coma. But the great thing about raw food, like when you're sprouting things, for example, with sprouted lentils, it gets rid of some of the carbs and it turns it into nutrition. And yeah, I just don't crash. I can have a whole bowl of sprouted raw vegan food and then I just have consistent energy that just like stays all the way until like dinner. And I don't need a nap. I don't even need to lay down or rest. It's just, I don't know. It's great. I have a ton of energy. And probably the third thing, so digestion, energy, yeah, my focus, creativity, everything is really good. And then the third thing is actually my joints. I think my joint pain may be getting a little bit better. And this is something that I haven't talked that much about on the channel because like nothing has been working. And for anyone who doesn't know, I first mentioned this in like, I don't know, 3 years ago in a video about barefoot shoes. And it was kind of, I just started having mystery joint pain, like all over my body, not just knees or, the typical runner, but like fingers and elbow and neck and back and just everywhere. And nothing has worked, but I don't know. I'm like tentatively thinking that this is actually starting to get better because I feel like I'm having less and less joint pain every day that I eat more raw vegan food. So I don't know. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, this whole raw vegan thing is number one in this series of 12 challenges that I'm doing called Van Plan, where I'm saving up for a travel van, if you don't know already. And yeah, it's taking a little bit longer than I expected because food, and this is why I put this as number one of the things that I'm working on, the 12 challenges for personal development, is because food is so freaking complicated. It is so complicated. And I had to buy equipment and I had to buy like sprouts and all kinds of things. And so it's taking a little bit longer, but I think honestly, food is so important. I'm realizing this, like the older I get, the more I realize that food is so important that it's like, you might as well just like forget everything else if you haven't improved your diet. So I don't know, it might take me 2 months, a month and a half to do the food part of the challenge, but some of the other challenges are kind of worked out, like, organizing my room into like more of a studio and my daily routine. Those are pretty much done. So I feel like I can spend more time on the food. But yeah, so let me show you some of the things that I got recently. I've had, oh my God, it's so heavy. I've had a Nama J2 juicer. I've been using this for probably about a month and a half now, I want to say. And it's like fantastic for making juice. It's pretty expensive and yeah, which sucks, but it makes the most delicious, like creamy juice. And yeah, if I can get the camera to focus on it. Come on, there we go. Yeah, it's just amazing. Like I was making juice with a food processor which I don't recommend because then you have to squeeze it out in a nut milk bag and it's just impossible to clean and it doesn't really do a good job. So yeah, I'd highly recommend if you like juicing, if you like veggie juice and stuff like that, investing in a juicer. But anyways, the second thing that I bought for raw vegan is sprouting trays. And this is like really cool. It blew my mind that you can sprout like basically anything. So like here I have raw sprouted chickpeas, and if we look up close, you can see the little tails growing there. I don't know if I can get the camera to, there we go. Yeah, isn't it cute? And you can just eat these. Like, it's so good. Yeah, just like not having to cook my food. Like cooked food, it's good, but it's very mushy. It tastes like baby food, you know? And now that I'm eating raw vegan food, it's just so crunchy and delicious, and like I can just eat these. Like you don't even need any seasoning because they're so crunchy and delicious and full of flavor and nutrition. But anyways, back to the sprouting trays. On the bottom you can see that there's like a stainless steel mesh here. So what happens is that there are 3 layers, and on the bottom layer, yeah, you can soak it, you can soak stuff, that's like the first step. And then, you know, you put it in the strainer thing for anywhere from 2 to 5 days. And then you have delicious sprouts to eat. Yeah, so that was the second thing I bought. Oh God. And then the third thing is a fucking giant Vitamix. And yeah, I knew I needed a high-speed blender to make some of the things, some of the recipes that I've been wanting to make, like nut butter. I've been really wanting to make peanut butter, but the regular food processor is just not good enough. So yeah, I had to spend some money, which really sucked because I'm trying to save up for the van at the same time. But I think this is the only challenge where I really needed to spend money on things that I didn't have yet. So it is what it is. But what else did I want to talk about? Oh, yeah. Granola. Yeah, so the recipe that I'm working on right now is sprouted granola. This is sprouted buckwheat, and down here is sprouted hemp seed, and this is really delicious. It's like when you sprout buckwheat, you don't even have to cook it. You just put it in the dehydrator. I don't know if you can hear the crunch, but it's really crunchy and light and delicious. And then I've been fermenting. I didn't know this, but you can buy young coconuts, not the old brown ones, but young coconuts at the grocery store if you have a decent grocery store. And then it gives you coconut water and coconut milk. And you can ferment it into coconut yogurt. I need to find something to thicken it, maybe some pectin or something. But this is also really good. It's got like a tangy, it's more like coconut milk right now because I haven't figured out how to thicken it, but you just put a capsule of probiotics in it, and you put it in the Instant Pot, you know, like a pressure cooker on a yogurt setting overnight, and it turns into delicious coconut yogurt. So I've been putting that in the granola. That's really amazing. What else do we have? What else do we have to talk about? Oh yeah, videos. So for anyone that's interested in like the content that's coming up, the videos that I'm gonna make for this challenge, probably the first one that I wanna make is gut healing, because I went through this crazy thing where I was in the Adirondacks and someone gave me a pastry, which never, ever accepts food from strangers. But I was like, I had gotten back from a hike, I was really hungry, so I had this pastry, and I don't even eat gluten anymore, so I don't know why, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. But anyways, I got like violently ill, like sicker than I've ever gotten in my entire life, like extreme food poisoning. And I basically had to start from scratch, which is sort of where the idea for this challenge came from. And yeah, I healed myself all the way from there back to where I am now, like pretty close to having the perfect diet. So Gut healing is probably going to be my first one, talking about like acid reflux and, bacterial overgrowth and digestion, that sort of thing. And then I'm gonna have a video about diet, like the foods that I'm eating, and just kind of like general nutritional concepts for people who feel completely lost, like I did. I mean, like nutrition is so complicated that if you don't know what you're doing and you're just starting out from scratch, it's completely overwhelming, and you can really screw yourself over if you don't know how to properly prepare food and balance nutrition and all this stuff. So that's another one. Recipes, I want to talk about not necessarily specific recipes, although I'm going to have that, but more like how do you transition to a new diet like raw vegan while still having fun and eating the things that you want to eat, Because no one wants to transition to a diet and just feel like it's boring and they can't eat the things that they like to eat. So yeah, it's pretty much possible to reconstruct the meals from any diet that you like, So there's gonna be that. I'm gonna have a video about kitchen organization, and then probably supplements, potentially. I do take a few supplements. I know I've kind of like knocked them in the past, but I'm taking like magnesium and zinc and a B complex, and I don't know. I do think that they help to some extent. I'm not sure, like, I don't know. I don't know how much money it's worth you get out of supplements, but I think when you're trying to heal health problems, it's sort of like if you have the money and there's a chance that it might help, then, you might as well take it. It's like a good backup plan. So, yeah, the last thing, I think those videos might be one big video or multiple videos, but I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll see. The last thing, I think I'm going to make a video soon about kind of the philosophy behind why I got so far into nutrition and how it's changed my life, and like the philosophy of why you can't accomplish anything in life if you don't fix your diet, basically, that's going to be a really interesting video. Probably within the next few days. So yeah, stay tuned, and I'll have lots of delicious food content coming out soon. All right, and I'm just gonna stop. Peace.